2K just officially dropped a ton of information about NBA 2K23's gameplay. We've got some new gameplay clips to look at and a ton of information for both current and new gen, so let's just jump right into it. Starting on the offensive side of the ball, it says here, upgraded Pro Stick. The most obvious upgrade is the addition to new gesture combos to the Pro Stick. Internally, we referred to the new mechanics as double throws, flicking the Pro Stick in a direction, letting it go to the center, and then quickly moving the Pro Stick back in the same direction. And switchbacks, flicking the Pro Stick in a direction, letting it go to the center, and then quickly moving the Pro Stick in the opposite direction. These new gestures introduce a lot of new weapons for both shooting and ball handling. Flex on the rim. For dunking, the metered skill dunks from NBA 2K22, ability to force difficult dunks in traffic with a time shot meter, return, but the new commands allow us to expand the dunking controls to let you dunk exactly how you want without accidentally firing off a skill dunk you weren't expecting. When driving to the basket with the sprint trigger held, the new Pro Stick control map for dunks is as follows. And here on the screen you can see the different types of dunks you can do with the controller inputs. You'll notice with this new map you now have control over rim hangs. For new gen, we've taken that control to an all new level with physics-based simulated rim hangs. This is an incredibly entertaining and wonderfully complex piece of tech that's been in development for a couple of years now. It allows you to control when and how you hang on the rim after a dunk. The controls are simple. Use one of the new rim hang dunk gestures mentioned above when driving towards the hoop, but keep the sprint trigger held when the player gets their hands on the rim. You'll hang indefinitely as long as you keep the trigger held, and you can use the left stick to adjust the momentum of your swinging body and right stick to pull yourself up on the rim. This is all done through a physical simulation as opposed to can animations. It looks and feels amazing. It's one of the most fun things to do in the city, available on new gen only, but watch out for text if you hang too long in NBA games. I mean, to me, it's cool and all. I feel like they're making it sound like a bigger deal than it is. It's definitely a cool little added extra, probably more fun to do in the city to kind of show off and things like that. It's interesting for sure, but it's not really as big of a deal, I feel like, as they're making it out to be. Finesse your way to the rack. For slashers who want to finish with a little more finesse, double throw gestures are used for hop step layups, while switchback gestures are used for euro step and cradle layups, which feels very natural. A simple hold left or right will perform an all new set of quick scoop layups. These are great, especially for small guards who want to quickly flip the ball up and around defenders before they can react to the block shot. And you can see here an example of Devin Booker doing a scoop layup. For the bigger / stronger players, you'll also experience a lot of new contact layup content that properly shows what should happen when players like Giannis plow through everyone in their path. In addition, we've added several new layup packages for both new gen and current gen, including Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Allen Iverson, Magic Johnson, Nikola Jokic, Zach LaVine, John Morant, Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, and more. For post players, double throws can be used for post drop steps and hop shots. Switchback gestures will give you shimmy shots and hooks. There's a bunch of new signature post shots and hooks to choose from this year as well. And hey, really quickly, if you're enjoying the content and you want to stay up to date with all of the latest 2K23 news all year, make sure to subscribe, turn the bell icon on so you don't miss these videos when they go live. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before the release of 2K23, so if everybody watching just subscribed, we could hit that number today. Combine mesmerizing skill moves. Dribbling in NBA 2K is taking on a life of its own and has become sort of a game within the game. Ball handlers are going to enjoy comboing up in NBA 2K23 as the new gesture combos gives you even more options for your arsenal. Switchback gestures will now perform dedicated signature double cross and hezi cross combo moves that you can assign as a part of the moving crossover signature package, which has grown from 15 options to 28. Learning the speed of your stick throws and the timing of your signature animations is especially important now. You can chain your player's normal signature size layups by rocking the Pro Stick back and forth rhythmically. Rapid double throws will give you the aforementioned new combos, and flicking the Pro Stick back and forth repeatedly will give you a whole new different set of animations called signature combos that look incredible. Another major dribbling change is the introduction of the attacking size ups. One of the things we wanted to improve with dribbling in NBA 2K was that while the size up moves looked cool, they weren't very useful. The new attacking size ups provide a lot more side to side movement and are much better at forcing the defense to drop and shift, allowing you to bait them one way and then attack the other, something all great ball handlers do so well in real life. While it's fun to clown your opponents with a flurry flurry of flashy dribbles. We don't want to encourage players to dribble the entire shot clock out while their teammates fall asleep. Energy will deplete much quicker when spamming too many moves together, so it's important to be efficient and not play with your food too long. There's a long list of size ups to learn on paper, but they're all very simple and feel natural in practice. Now, people that are super dribble heads, I don't know how they're gonna feel about this in terms of the energy depleting and stuff like that. I'm curious to see how other people view this. I think there's one side of the community that thinks this sounds great, while there may be another side of the community that doesn't actually love it completely. Adrenaline boost. Another new feature to prevent over dribbling is the concept of adrenaline boost. There are 3 available boosts per player per possession, shown as 3 small bars under the stamina meter. Boosts are consumed every time you perform a hard go or explosive sprint launch. Once your 3 boosts are gone, you'll notice that your speed and acceleration decrease significantly for the remainder of the possession. As with dribble combos, it's important to play smart basketball and be efficient with your movement rather than zigzagging back and forth aimlessly trying to get around the defense. And as you can see, the on-screen clip of Lonzo Ball right here. Again, I think there's some people that's gonna love this news, and there's some people that might not love it so much. People that love zigzagging and over dribbling. We'll see how it plays out in practice when the game actually launches. More authentic shooting. Shooting also gets some nice upgrades for NBA 2K23. In NBA 2K22, success from the outside was heavily weighted toward coverage. If you could get an open look, you could balance out poor ratings and inaccurate timing. This year, we want a more authentic shooting model that captures the essence of a great NBA shooter's capabilities. The first major change is the addition of shooting attributes. Since the inception of signature jump shots in 2K basketball, animations have been more or less aesthetic but functional at the same time. This year, each signature jump shot has unique shooting stats that help determine its effectiveness. Shot speed, how quickly the shot gets to its ideal release point. Release height, how high the shot is released. Defensive immunity, how effective the shot is against defensive contests. Timing impact, adjust shot windows to reward good timing at the cost of an increased penalty for bad timing. We've also added a huge number of shot animations to choose from, over double the amount from any previous 2K, and they're much more accurate to each player's real life jumper. For my players, shot animations will be gated by shooting ratings, so you'll have to play around with all the options to figure out what works best for your skill set and your playing style. We're looking forward to seeing a lot more variety in the community's signature shot selection with this new evolution of shots. Now, some of this stuff here lines up with some of the leaks we heard. For example, we heard that you could still make shots even if they were contested more so than in years past, and this sounds like the defensive immunity where some shots will be more effective versus shot contests, for example. Mike Wang also said on Twitter that a lot of signature jumpers have changed. It's the biggest content refresh in years, so expect to see a lot of the bigger name players with their jump shots having changed or tuned to look more like their real life jumpers. Shot meters and feedback. There are also 5 new shot meters to choose from, with 15 more that can be unlocked through seasons over the coming year. Some big, some small, some above the head, some to the side, and some below the shooter. Each meter completely fills to the end, which is your ideal release point, then empties on the late side a la 2K17 to 2K20. The new shot meter options were a common ask from the community, so we're sure everyone will find an option that they like and then some. You'll also notice a subtle change to how shot feedback works this year. We use shot arcs to help indicate whether you're early, high arc, late, flat arc, or on time, ideal arc. So by paying attention, you can easily tell right away if your release is off. Also, with shot feedback enabled, we're delaying the timing / coverage overlay of the green release animations from coming up until the ball hits the basket. It's a small change, but it really brings back some of the drama that the green light sometimes lacked, and also encourages everyone to continue to play through the possession rather than giving up and getting back in transition early. Now, the shot meter thing is cool. If you're someone that likes to use the shot meter, you're going to have much different options now, so you can choose the ideal option for you, and there's going to be more to unlock throughout the way, which I think is cool. Mike Wang also said on Twitter that yes, you will still get a boost by turning the shot meter off, so anybody that plays the game seriously is going to have this off anyway. In terms of shot feedback, this goes right along with the leaks that we heard about the green animation being delayed, as they're trying to add more suspense and drama to whether or not the shot's going in, which I think is a perfectly fine change. It's nothing crazy, but I guess it's cool. Facilitate the offense. For the playmakers out there, you'll find some new tools at your disposal as well. The lead to the basket pass makes its return to new gen so that it works the same way as current gen, allowing you to simply press and hold the Y or triangle to get your receiver to cut to the basket and release the button to throw the pass. Another alternative is the new spot up pass mechanic. If you press or hold the B or circle, the receiver you're pointing at with the left stick will perform a quick V or flare cut to get open on the perimeter. It's a very useful quick hitting play to get an open look when you don't have the time to run full-blown play for your teammates. My player can also equip signature passing styles to mimic some of the best floor generals of all time, including Steph Curry, Magic Johnson, Jason Williams, LeBron James, and more. Now let's go to the defensive side of the ball, on-ball defense. For the floor game, on-ball defensive movement and body ups received a major refresh with new content that more accurately depicts today's one-on-one player interactions. You'll also notice a new indicator on the ball handler when in guarding position. This is the new defensive shading mechanic. The 3 bars on the indicator represent 3 zones: straight up, shade left, and shade right. The zone the defender's in is shown in red. If the ball handler attempts to attack a red lane, they'll get cut off, lose their dribble, or fumble the ball. Great defenders can anticipate where the ball handler is attacking and will now be more clearly rewarded for it. The shading system works for both on-ball defenders guarding the perimeter as well as the post and does a good job communicating to both the offense and defense why collisions resolve the way they do. Shot blocking. Shot blocking has been refined quite a bit this year as well. With NBA 2K22, we made a huge effort to improve block targeting and give players the ability to deter any shot that comes into the paint. For NBA 2K23, blocks have been tuned to a more realistic level, leading to much more predictable outcomes with the right players making appropriate stops when timing their block attempts well. No more small guards pulling off LeBron James level chase down blocks like last year. You'll also notice a distinct improvement in ball security for good dunkers. In the past, it was always risky to try to pull off tomahawks and back scratches with defenders even remotely nearby. We've made some changes to encourage good dunkers to use a great repertoire of dunk packages. Feel the reward of the highlight reel dunks with significant takeover boosts in the right situations without fear of always getting the ball knocked out on the way up. The shot blocking system also now contains flyby blocks. When closing out late on the perimeter shooters, the flybys will do a better job trying to get a hand up while preventing defenders from slamming into the shooter and sending them to the line. Mike Wang also said on Twitter that the driving dunk rating dictates how easy it is to block dunk attempts. Flashy dunks boost your takeover meter faster than basic ones. Back scratchers, windmills, tomahawks, and other flashies are much harder to block in general. And I think this is a good change for the game. That was one of the annoying things about 2K22 was just how easy it was to chase down block with pretty much anybody. So anytime they're making something more realistic and fixing a mistake they had, I'm always for that. Steals and ball strips. Ball strips are new and improved this year with tons of new content and better coverage. So if you're a smaller defender, quick hands can be just as effective in slowing down slashers and bigs in the paint as a good shot blocker. We've also added failed strip contact layups to make sure defenders' steal inputs are respected instead of getting ignored. Badges, builds, and takeovers. One of the first things everyone does when they pick up a new version of 2K is experiment with building a new My Player. This year, the major goals for the player builder were refined, polished, and balanced. You still have complete control to build any type of player you want, but the new builder ensures that all builds, regardless of size or specialty, are fun and balanced. The 5v5 environment used last year to test work-in-progress player builds is also now accompanied by a 3v3 environment. For new-gen players, this is especially useful if you love to hoop in the city courts and want to make sure your player can hang in the streets. Another huge addition to the build system is that the animation purchases will now be account bound rather than specific to one save file. In other words, if you purchase an animation for your playshot build, it will then be available to equip on your slasher build, assuming your player meets the animation requirements. For current gen users, you're no longer limited by the pie chart build system from the last couple of years, as it's been replaced with the more robust player build that new gen uses. So that's a big thing for the current gen players that they've been complaining about. The pie charts are gone. You're now using the same build system as the newer consoles. New gen badge system. The most impactful change when it comes to building players is in the form of the new badge system for new gen. When looking at telemetry from previous years, we noticed that players often gravitated towards the same badges and as a result became a little overpowered by stacking certain badges together. This year we're moving to a tiered badge system. There are 16 badges per attribute category, 8 in Tier 1, 4 in Tier 2, and 4 in Tier 3. Tier 1 badges are the least powerful for your player, but also cost the least amount of badge points. Costs go up as you climb the tiers and acquire the more impactful badges. The basic idea is that you'll need to equip a certain number of badges in the lower tiers before you can equip badges in the highest. The motive behind this change was to encourage players to make some tough choices when creating their badge recipes, make loadouts more available as a feature, and bring a better overall balance to the badge game in general. Along with the tiers, we're also introducing core badges, which are 4 unique badge slots, 1 in each attribute category, that can be filled with badges that don't count towards your bad points. Each badge will have a challenge requirement that, once met, will allow the badge to be placed into the core badge slot. We also made several changes to the badges themselves, which are highlighted below. Up on screen here, you can see all of the badges and their changes. If you want to read through all of them, just pause the video and read it, but we're going to continue on so the video doesn't drag. Team Takeover Redesign. Takeovers are special abilities you can equip on your My Player that you can activate after building up your takeover meters. In the last couple of years, a player would activate Team Takeover for the entire team and make everybody hot after filling up the primary, secondary, and then Team Takeover meters in sequential order. For NBA 2K23, Team Takeover works as a cooperative team system with the entire team sharing a single meter. Each player on the team has an equal portion that they're responsible for filling up by performing well on the court and being good teammates. Once each player has filled up their portion of the meter, Team Takeover automatically fires off for the entire team. This new design makes a lot of sense and does a better job at representing what it means to be hot as a team and take over the game as a unit. It's a lot of info to take in. Let me know how you feel below, and if you want to read the entire post on 2K's website, I will link it below in the description, and make sure to check out this video here on the screen if you haven't already.